So, welcome back. Today, I wanted to talk to you about how to plan a proper budget for your interior and exterior design. One that includes both your home and your garden, based on the lessons learned from the past year in our home. And I wanted to walk you through sort of the do's and don'ts and how you can learn from my mistakes and not repeat them. Most people don't overspend because they set out to go and spend tons of money and go outside of their budget. So the whole point is that they don't have a budget to begin with. And that's mistake number one. You really have to take stock of what you have, what you need, and then what you want. So when we moved into this home, we had a lot of the furniture that we actually needed. We didn't really need to get any furniture aside from patio furniture and a guest bed. So we knew that those were part of our needs. Then we created a spreadsheet, and that's really step number one. So you have to create some kind of list. What I did was that I created like a spreadsheet in Google Sheets, and I just included everything, including just the wants. I included everything that came to mind on that spreadsheet, and then I started to fill in the prices. I put in different priority categories. So I created priorities 1 to 3, but of course, you can have as many priority categories as you want. It's just important that you meticulously and systematically go through those and you don't spill over into the next category until you have everything from the previous one. And of course, you can adjust them if you see fit. In our number one category, we knew that we wanted to have our sauna and that we wanted to have the hedges in our garden for privacy. So we requested all the quotes. We knew how much that would cost, and then I just filled those in. Then, as step number two, you have to also account for a certain buffer. And this is particularly important when it comes to anything involving manual laborers. So if you are purchasing a sofa, for example, and you know which one you're getting, you know how much it's going to cost. However, if you're looking at a project like what I was talking to you about, the sauna or the hedges, since this involves work done by people, the quote is never absolute. And you know, if you read through the fine print, that they can't really, at least in this country, they can't give you a lump sum quote that won't change because the work that they do could take longer and so on. So you need to account for that. So basically, when you go about your project and you have the quote price, you have to then add at least 10 to 15% on top of that because it will almost always cost more than you think it will. Now, in our case, it costs significantly more for the gardener project because on top of the hedges, we ended up getting sprinklers and we ended up getting our Japanese maple. That added up on top of the costs that we had accounted for. So it's very important that you plan like an absolute ceiling to what you're going to spend and that you then build the buffer and that you stick to the budget. Otherwise, your spending is just going to be out of control. Then on the wants category, it's really important to stick to the budget. Not that it isn't for the needs category as well. But the wants category is your miscellaneous discretionary spending, where I think it's the easiest to slip up because it sort of comprises like everything else. And that's where you can really start having those impulse purchases and emotional spending and things that you think will just complete the room. Like, for example, in our kitchen, we have a Smeg toaster. And then I just started looking at other Smeg products like a milk foamer and like a Smeg coffee maker. And this is sort of when things snowball out of control because it's limitless and you can do that with every single room. At some point, you have to draw the line and just stop the spending. So I think there you have to have a budget, and that's what helps you to prioritize what you actually really do like. And what I also do is that in different online shopping boutiques, like I add things to my cart and I just leave it in there. If I don't remember it tomorrow or even a week after, I don't really like it that much. So I do that also with clothing and other things like that. That's sort of what helps me actually get like clarity into what do I actually like. I think the most important thing to keep in mind is that you're in it for the long haul and your house, home, apartment, it's never going to be ready. You're always going to be working on it. Now, granted, there are certain things that you need right at the beginning, like you probably can't live without a bed, but everything that's just purely for aesthetics can wait. Like, you do not need it right now. So, it's really, really important to keep that in mind as you plan your budget for each year. The other thing that I would keep in mind to understand, especially once you've lived, if you've just moved into your new home, once you've lived in there for a while, to understand what are the behaviors that you have in that house and what it requires. So, what do your children often do? Is there something that's missing or that would enhance your life with them? What are you missing when your family is in town? Things like that. For example, a few things that I want to improve next year is that whenever we have like a seating area, that there's always somewhere that you can put your drink down. It's my number one pet peeve when you just have to like keep, I don't know, hovering around and shifting around because there's nowhere to set your drink down. And the other sort of want I have for next year or even the year after is I want to expand our seating area in the living room, but I'm trying to plan it out where it doesn't block light from the patio and where it doesn't disrupt like the natural walkway and flow to and from that space. So that's also why I don't want to jump the gun. It's both because of the budget, but also because I want to make that decision mindfully. So now that it's the beginning of the year, I think it's the perfect time to plan out these things. I think it's often a time of reflection for many people. Some people make resolutions, some people don't, but in my case, I choose usually to just reflect and make a plan for the next year. And that's maybe the final takeaway. It's good at the beginning to plan those things out, set a budget, make sure you have regular check ins and that you stick to them. And if you make a mistake or, you over splurge, don't beat yourself up about it too much and don't feel super guilty or anything. Just try to stick to it for the most part and keep going. Because you're not going to be 100% of the time. So it's just important to have those parameters. So I hope this has been helpful. And please check out my other videos and like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.